How's it? Today is Tuesday, February 6th. Back squats with some overhead presses today. I don't know if you remember last week, but last week was pretty bad. Last week I was trying my best to just continue through back squatting like 5x5s. So 2 weeks ago I deloaded for the rest of the lifts, but I ended up doing 140 for 5x5. And I thought that I would be able to increase by 3 kilos to 143 for 5x5. That was just impossible. So I ended up doing one set of 3 at 143 with 3 sets of 5 for down sets at 130. And it was pretty hard. Like last week, I don't think that, I had the intention of going for 143 for that top set for 5s. But after the second rep on that first set, or I guess the only set that I did at 143, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm able to do even one set of 5, let alone 4 more, right? So I was like really in a bad place, mindset-wise, as far as perspective goes. And my whole body just didn't feel great. My left knee was hurting. It's like it feels like my patellar tendon is somehow a little bit more pained than it ever has been. And then also my left hip flexor was feeling really bad. So I ended up shifting a lot towards the left side. And that in itself was, I guess, what made my squats very, very difficult. But I'm keeping with that rep scheme, and we're going for 3 kilos more on both of those sets. So top set is going to be 146 today for a set of 3. This is my last set at 120, and this is my set at 146. This is a lot better than it was last week. So that is a real positive. I think speed is not where I imagine it could be, but given how bad last week was, and I don't know, this is a W, dude. This is a dub. Straight up. That's my set of 3, of course, and then my down sets were at 133. These were also pretty easy. I think the first couple were really solid, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna rush for speed, push as fast as I can, and then it ended up producing that same pain in my left knee towards the end of this first set, and then that pain really carried through the remainder of all of the sets. So that is something I will need to monitor. I do think that I haven't been warming up my hamstrings the way that I used to, and I think that is impacting a lot of how my body tracks, or my knees track and everything. But other than that, today was just a lot better than it was last week. So that is saying a lot, given that I went up for 3 kilos on both sides of the sets. Also, this left video here, lighting is completely fucked. Because I set it to auto, and then it kind of just was focusing on the door, and then now I don't know why it's getting bright and all these things, so it's kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. That side angle is hella weird as well. I didn't like that spot, but it's because everything was shifted around, and I didn't want to move everything as far as it goes. After that, I moved into my overhead press, which last week I did not even do Tuesday. I moved it to Wednesday, and I think that it was a good idea to do that. I think for me, I was so over last week Tuesday that I wouldn't have gotten a good overhead press workout anyway. I was so defeated from those squats, even if my shoulder felt okay, Today, the shoulder felt pretty good. I am pretty happy with how it went. There was some slight discomfort in everything, in everything, in a few positions. That's what I meant to say. But everything else felt pretty good. Like pushing felt pretty good. Descent felt pretty good. There was just a touch, right after I push off of my shoulder, that was a little bit uncomfortable. It wasn't painful. It wasn't to the point where I needed to stop. So that's really positive. I think that is due to me focusing a little bit more on my T-spine mobility. After that, did some Bulgarian split squats. This side right here, this left knee, was hurting. It was hurting quite a bit. There was a ton of pressure towards my patella, which I don't think is normal. And I think that is due to me not really having my knee track the way that it normally does, right? With my hamstrings active, I feel like my knee track's a little bit better. It's a lot more stable from both the front and the back, so it would hurt less. So that's something I'm going to definitely think about moving forward. I'm definitely going to implement a little bit of a better warm up for that. Finished off with some dips and some back extensions. Those dips were, I don't know, I tried to be a little bit cautious for the range of motion just because I didn't want to like aggravate my shoulder. So it is what it is. It's just really me trying to get my elbow extended, you know. But yeah, today was good, you know, perspective wise, so much better than last week. If last week was a 3, today was like a like an 8 out of 10, you know. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.